Hello, hello, hello. Am I audible to everyone? Please let me know. From my side, volume is fine. I think there's a problem from your side, Vinita. Please let me know if I'm audible now. Okay, so everyone, please understand what happened in the last 2 days. So I would just like to clarify you all so that you can understand the situation. So I'm from Hyderabad basically. So in the Hyderabad, the flood and cyclonic situations have come, as you might have seen that in the news as well. So in the Hyderabad, the weather conditions were very poor. So last 2 days classes, approximately last 2 days, may I had 7 to 8 hours of Unacademy classes. All have been rescheduled. So let me tell you one thing. What is the remaining standard series of SA 600 which we were supposed to do yesterday that has been rescheduled tomorrow? So let me tell you one thing. Your 600 series में 610, 620 and 600. On that day, if you remember in the previous YouTube session also, I told you that power failure is there because of the poor weather conditions only in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So I'm from Hyderabad. So because of that, I was unable to take the classes. So 600, 610, 620, which was scheduled to be done yesterday, now it is going to be done tomorrow. Now it is going to be done tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. on Unacademy platform. On Unacademy platform. Everyone clear? So on that day, you all know that due to power failure, 10-15 minutes before I had to leave the class. So now the class which was supposed to held on 14 October now going to be held on 16 October. So tomorrow 16th October evening 5:30 p.m. we are going to meet on Unacademy platform. So I'll take care of your 600, 610 and 620 standards on auditing. I hope all of you understood. Hello, good evening everyone. Good evening. My volume is quite better this side, but I don't know why. Is the volume less for everyone? Please let me know. Is the volume less for everyone? Please let me know. I hope you got your doubt cleared, Sneha Shinde. So Sneha, so remaining 600 series we are going to do tomorrow on the Unacademy app. My special classes, if you'll go over there, search CA Rohit Grover, you will find my special classes over there. 5:30 to 6:30 we are going to meet for 600 classes. Yes, chalo. Let us start with the peer review, everyone. Let us start with the peer review. Let us start with the topic called peer review, everyone. So let me tell you what are the major things you have to do in the peer review. First of all, everyone, we have to understand what do you mean by peer review. I think everyone we have to understand what do you mean by peer review. क्या होता है sir peer review? Now peer review, here the peer word stands for same position. Here the peer word stands for same position or same designation. Here the peer word stands for same position and same designation, and the word review stands for same position. Oh, sorry, word review stands for re-evaluation. The word review stands for re-evaluation. So why the word peer review has been introduced in your concept? So see, say for example, when you become a qualified chartered accountant and when you set up your own practicing unit, when you become a chartered accountant and when you set up your own practicing unit, the ICAI wants to know that are you maintaining your assurance services in a proper quality manner or not. Are you properly maintaining the quality of your assurance services, accounting attestation services, or auditing services or not? So what the ICAI has done, ICAI has made one board called peer review board. Are you getting the point? In the peer review board, peer reviewers will be what? Empaneled. And those peer reviewers are going to conduct the peer review on your practicing unit. On your which unit? On your practicing unit. So remember one thing, we are not going to use the word called firm. We are going to use the word called practicing unit. So say for example, Grover and Associate, my firm is there. So one peer reviewer from the peer review board, which is constituted by ICAI, will come to my firm, and he is going to check my documentation, he is going to check my controls, and he is going to check each and everything which he is required to know, so that he can tell to the peer review board ki whether Grover and Associates is providing the quality services when it comes to assurance services, attestation services, accounting and auditing services or not. I hope all of you understood what is the meaning of the word called peer review. Okay, I hope all of you understood what is the meaning of the peer review. Yes, so what is basically peer review? Peer review stands for audit of auditors. What do you mean by peer review, everyone? Peer review stands for audit of auditors. Are you getting the understanding? Sir, what do you mean by audit of auditors? Audit of auditor means what? One particular practicing chartered accountant under the peer review board is going to come to my practicing unit, and he is going to do the audit of mine, right? This is what you mean by peer review. Are you getting the point? This is called audit of auditors. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Yes, sir. So basically, what is the scope of peer review? What is the scope of peer review? First thing you have to understand, when the peer reviewer conducts the peer review on your practicing unit, the scope is 3 years only. Sir, what do you mean by 3 years? The last 3 years, whatever the assurance, accounting and auditing services you have provided, the peer reviewer can demand only last 3 years services only. Hello everyone. So I hope you are getting right or not. The peer reviewer can demand only last 3 years assurance services documentation only. Point number one. Point number two, the peer reviewer is going to check your PET standards. Remember one thing, this is a memory technique. Is going to check your which standards? Is going to check your PET standards. Sir, what do you mean by PET standards? The PET standards mein P stands for, is going to check your professional standards. Are you complying with the professional standards or not? He is going to check your ethical standards, and he is going to check your technical standard. So basically what the peer reviewer is checking in your organization, in your practicing unit, that okay, are you professionally sound, ethically sound and technically sound while giving the assurance services to your client or not? Are you getting the point or not? Now what do you mean by PET standard? Sir, PET standard means, do you have the adequate knowledge of accounting standards or not? Do you have the adequate knowledge of standards on auditing or not? Do you adequately going to start the accounting? Do you have the knowledge of accounting standards, standards on auditing, standards on assurance engagement, standards on review engagement, standards on related services, standards on quality control, and do you know everything about the guidance notes or not? Are you getting the point? Do you have the knowledge of applicable laws and regulations or not? And do you have the knowledge of basically the, what do you say, other assurance standards issued by the ICAI? So I say amendments, all these things. Basically the peer reviewer is going to check your practicing unit. Is your practicing unit updated with these guidance notes, laws and regulation, other assurance standards issued by ICAI and various standards issued by the ICAI or not? So are you a perfect package or not? That is what the peer reviewer is going to check. Plus the peer reviewer is also going to check are you maintaining independence during your assurance services? Are you doing the staff supervision? Yes, are you supervising your staff? Are you doing the staff development? Are you doing the staff development? And are you doing the proper office administration? Are you doing the proper office administration? And are there any circumstances under which you have taken outside consultation or not? So this is what the basically scope of a peer review. Remember one thing, so peer reviewer can only ask the last 3 years documentation and audit working papers on you. Peer reviewer is going to check your professional, ethical and technical standards. Sir, what do you mean by professional, ethical and technical standards? Accounting standards, standards on auditing, SAEs, SREs, SRS, SQC, guidance note, laws and regulation, other knowledge, whether as a practicing unit, do you have perfect knowledge of these standards and assurance things or not, laws and regulations or not. And he's also going to check while doing your assurance services, are you giving independent staff supervision, staff development, office administration and outside consultation or not. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Yes sir, we are clear. Now basically who can be the peer reviewer? Remember one thing, I will make it very fast so that we can try to, so that we can complete our quality review also. Who can be the peer reviewer? Sir, peer reviewer, there are some qualification. Peer reviewer, there are some disqualifications. Who can be the peer reviewer? Peer reviewer, there are some qualification, there are peer reviewer disqualification. Why I started these two chapters in today's classes? The reason is 4 mark definitely has to come. Either the question on peer review will come, 4, 5, 6 marks are going to come, or on the quality review. So who is qualified to become the peer review? So you should be 10 plus years practice experience. You should be having 10 plus year practicing experience, and you should be in practicing right now. A peer reviewer should be a practicing chartered accountant, and she should be having the 10 plus years of practicing experience. Next sir, he has to sign the agreement of confidentiality. He has to sign the agreement of confidentiality. So what is the next thing? He has to undergo through the adequate training given by the peer review board. So adequate training is also required. Next point sir, he should be having a 7 years experience. He should be having a 7 years experience in doing audit of level 1 category. So what is level 1, level 2 category? I will tell you. So as a chartered accountant, if you have an 7 years plus experience of doing the audit of level 1 category of the, if you are a level 1 category of practicing unit and you have a 7 years plus experience, then these are the various qualifications due to which you can become a peer reviewer. Sir, what are the disqualifications of the peer reviewer? Disqualification number 1, you should not have any pending disciplinary cases against you. You should not have any pending disciplinary cases against you. Second thing, you should not have been convicted of any offense of moral turpitude. You should not have been convicted of any offense of moral turpitude. Next point, you should not have any conflict of interest. You should not have any conflict of interest. Next point, you should not have any, you should not take any assignment. You should not take any assignment from the practicing unit under peer review for the next 2 years. For the next how many years? For the next 2 years. I hope everyone is crystal clear with the revision so far. So this is what the qualification and disqualification of the which person? This is what the qualification and disqualification of the peer reviewer. This is what the qualification and disqualification of the peer reviewer. I hope everyone is understanding. Yes sir, we are understanding. If you have any kind of doubt, please immediately write in the comment box. I will try my level best to solve your doubt immediately. Am I clear? Okay. Next point guys. So what is peer review board? So peer review board is a board which is constituted by ICAI. Peer review board is a board which is constituted by ICAI. Sir, in the peer review board, how many maximum members are there? Sir, total 11. In the peer review board, total 11 members are there. Yes, total maximum 11 members are there. One is called chairperson. One is called chairperson. 5 are council members. And 5 are experts from the other fields. Sir, what do you mean by experts from the other fields? They can be experts from the academic experts, they can be economics experts, they can be finance experts, they can be accounting experts. Am I correct? So these are the various composition of the peer review board. So let me just clarify it. In the peer review board, there should be, just wait. So this is what is there in front of you. In the peer review board, there should be at least how many persons? There should be 12 members. Sorry, I wrote this one in. There should be 12 members. And you can see that in the peer review board, there should be 12 members. In the 12 members, at least 50% of the members. In the 12 members, you can see that at least 50% of the members can be council members, and the remaining members should be from the academics expert or banker expert or economist or business and professional, etc. So this is what we are talking about, the peer review board. So in the peer review board is a board which is constituted by ICAI. And who should be the chairperson or vice chairperson of the peer review board? only the council members should be the chairperson or vice chairperson of the peer review board. So what is the tenure of the each and every member of the peer review board? The tenure of the each and every member of the peer review board is 1 year. Are you getting the point? Sir, if there is any casual vacancy arisen in the position of the peer review board, any member has left, then the council is going to fill up the casual vacancy. Are you getting the point or not? So this is what everything about the peer review board you should know. I hope everyone is crystal clear. This is everything about the peer review board which everyone should know in the class. Please let me know if you have any kind of doubt so far. If you have any kind of doubt so far, I will make you understand the peer review. If you have any kind of doubt, please let me know. Right or not? Why? Because we have to complete mostly 2 topics, so that's why I'm going little bit fast, and I will make sure that each and every topic will be told to you in a perfect manner. Right, everyone? Chalo, let us proceed with the next part. Now, suppose, now this is also one of the very important question what they may ask you in the examination. If you are a practicing unit, and if you are providing management consultancy services, if you are providing management consultancy services, if you are providing representation before the various statutory authorities, if you are providing or engaged into the tax return preparations, if you are testifying as an expert witness, if you are doing the compilation of information of other financial statements, if you are giving the expert opinion on accounting standards, and if you are doing the compilation of financial statement and due diligence engagements, if you are giving these services, if you are giving, you can see that if you are giving these services, these 7 services which are written in front of you, 7 and 8 services written in front of you, then in that case these are not called your assurance services, and peer reviewer cannot review you on these services. So remember one thing, when the peer reviewer is going to coming to your office, he is going to check your assurance services, but assurance services does not include these 8 services. Everyone crystal clear? Assurance services does not include these 8 services. I hope everyone is crystal clear. Yes sir, we are crystal clear. What is peer review board? That I already told you. Am I correct or not? Now what are the qualification and disqualifications of the peer reviewer? That also I told you, but you can still see I told you more than 10 years of experience, is currently in practice, gone through adequate training, and must sign a declaration of confidentiality, and completed 7 years of experience in auditing the level 1 category of entities. Are you getting the point? Now, he should not have any disciplinary action against him. He should not have any offense. He should not have any conflict of interest, and he should not be allowed. He is not allowed to accept any kind of assignment from the practicing unit under the peer review for the next how many years? For the next 2 years. So all these notes are available. All these notes are available at Unacademy. What do you say? All these notes are available at my Unacademy platform, so you can go there and download it if you want the handwritten notes. Right, next one. Sir, qualified assistant. Yes, also that is also very important question. Sir, what do you mean by qualified assistant? If the peer reviewer wants, if the peer reviewer wants, that the peer reviewer can take the assistance of one qualified assistant. If the peer reviewer wants, he can take the assistance of one qualified assistant, but that qualified assistant should be either the employee or should be the partner of the peer reviewer. Are you getting point number 1? First of all, the one qualified assistant help you can take, and that qualified assistant should either be the peer reviewer firm में working as a partner or working as a employee. And that qualified assistant also should be a practicing chartered accountant. That qualified assistant also should be a practicing chartered accountant. He should not be disabled under section number 8, and he should not be removed under section 21 of the C Act 1949, that is in the professional ethics. Are you getting the point? He has to also undergo through a what do you say, adequate training. He is also going to sign the declaration of solvency, and he should not directly communicate with the board and practicing unit. He should only communicate with the peer reviewer. Are you getting the point? So these are the various points relating to office assistant. Everyone should know. Clear, everyone? Next point. Next point. Category of the practicing unit. What do you mean by level 1 category of practicing unit? What do you mean by level 2 category of practicing unit? And what do you mean by level 3 category of practicing unit? So what do you mean by level 1, level 2 and level 3 category of practicing unit? Am I correct? Now, let me give you the idea. What do you mean by level 1 category? And what do you mean by level 2 category? And what do you mean by level 3 category? Sir, what do you mean by level 1 category? Let me just write level 1 category, level 2 category of practicing unit, level 3 category of the practicing unit. इसको ध्यान से सुनना. Level 1 category of the practicing units are big practicing units who are required to be peer reviewed. Now their peer review will take place. Their peer review will take place once in 3 years. Their peer review will take place once in 3 years. Every 3 years, one peer review is must if you are a level 1 category practicing unit. Are you getting the point? So if you are a level 1 category practicing unit, once in 3 years peer review will take place. If you are a level 2 category practicing unit, once in 4 years the peer review is going to take place. And if you are a level 3 practicing unit, then once in 5 years. Once in how many years? Once in 5 years, the what do you say, your peer review is going to take place. So once in 3 years, once in 4 years, and once in 5 years. Everyone crystal clear? If you have any doubt, please write it in the chat box, and I'm reading the chat box consistently, and I'll make sure that your doubt will be resolved there itself. Now sir, what do you mean, what makes you level 1 category of practicing unit? Level 1 category of practicing units are those practicing unit who are the central statutory auditors. Sir, what is CSA? Central statutory auditors of public sector banks, of private sector banks, of foreign banks, of what do you say, insurance companies, of cooperative banks, of state or what do you say, central PSUs, of state or central cooperative banks. So if you're a central statutory auditor of any of these banks, if you're a central statutory auditor of any of these banks, then in that case, or any of these category of the units, then in that case, you are a level 1 category practicing unit. Or you are a statutory auditor. You are a statutory auditor of a listed entity, either in India or outside India. You are a statutory auditor of listed entity, either in India or outside India. You are a statutory auditor of asset management companies or mutual fund companies. Are you getting the point? You are a statutory auditor of an entity which have raised the donations, for more than 50 crores. You are a statutory auditor of an entity which raised the funds from the banks for more than 50 crores. You are a statutory auditor of an entity which is funded by central government or state government by more than 50 crores, and you are a statutory auditor of an entity whose net worth is greater than 500 crores or turnover is greater than 50 crores. Are you getting the point? Net worth is, sorry, not turnover, net worth is greater than 500 crores. So remember one thing, if you are the central statutory auditor of the above list, or if you are a statutory auditor of the below list, then in that case you will be treated as a level 1 category. Then you will be, in that case, you will be treated as a level 1 category of the practicing unit. Sir, what do you mean by level 2 category of the practicing unit? If you are a statutory auditor, concurrent auditor, internal auditor, tax auditor, branch auditor, departmental auditor, or system auditor. This is system auditor. Are you getting the point? You are a statutory auditor, concurrent auditor, internal auditor, tax auditor, branch auditor, departmental auditor, or system auditor of all these category. Are you getting the point? So in the level 1, you are a central statutory auditor. But in the level 2, you are a statutory auditor or a concurrent auditor, internal auditor, tax auditor, branch auditor, departmental auditor, or system auditor of these people, of these category. Then in that case, you are a level 2 category. Are you getting the point? In that case, you are a level 2 category. Or if you are a statutory auditor of, NBFCs, you are a statutory auditor of regional rural banks. Are you getting it? And you are a statutory auditor of an entity. You are a statutory auditor of an entity whose net worth is more than 5 crores and turnover is more than 50 crores. So in that case, you will be treated as a level 2 category of practicing unit. So remember one thing, this is how you categorize between level 1 category, level 2 category, and level 3 category. And remember, peer reviewer should be having the 7 years plus experience in the level 1 category as a practicing unit. That person is eligible to become the peer reviewer. So peer reviewer is not a small person. His quality, his qualifications are quite bigger only. And who is a level 3 category? Now, if you are not falling under level 1, if you are not falling under level 1, and if you are not falling under level 3, level 2, if you are not falling under level 1 and if you are not falling under level 2, then you are a level 3 category. Are you getting the point? So neither you are having any experience of level 1 category, nor you having any experience of level 3 category. Then in that case, you are level 2 category. Then you will be known as level 3 category. So Palki Juneja, difference between statutory auditor and central statutory auditor. See, central statutory auditors are those, Palki, who are allotting the audit to the statutory auditors. Statutory auditor means when you go and do the branch audit of a bank, when you go to a branch of a particular bank and you do the statutory audit of that bank, you are known as statutory audit. But those who are having the audit of banks, those who are having the bank audit experience, they know that if we sign big 4 bundles of the what do you say, financial statements and audit report, one bundle we send it to the central statutory auditor. So central statutory auditor are the master auditors. They give the instructions to the statutory auditors. So remember one thing, especially in the bank sector, we do not call them as statutory auditor, we call them as central statutory auditor, who will take care of the total bank, who will take care of the SBI. In the SBI, in the branches, when you do the audit, you are a statutory auditor. I hope I got your doubt clarified. So what is the role of CA in peer review audit? Chartered accountant in practice only does the peer review. Nobody else can do the peer review. A one chartered accountant is going to do the audit of another chartered accountant. That is why it is also known as audit of auditors. What is the reason it is named as peer review? Peer means same position and review means revaluation. I hope I got your doubt cleared. Raghunandan Gupta as well. Okay. Now, tell me one thing, guys. Tell me one thing, guys. Suppose you are a level 1 category, you are going to be peer reviewed for once in 3 years, level 2 for once in 4 years, level 3 once in 5 years. So in case no peer review takes place, in case no peer review takes place, then what is the provision? In case no peer review takes place, then what is the provision? Now listen to this case. Voluntary, I as a practicing unit, voluntary can also apply to the peer review board to conduct my peer review, or if my auditee, the person to whom I have done the audit, he can also apply to the peer review board to conduct the audit of this practicing unit. So remember one thing, in case no peer review has been selected on my category, suppose I'm a level 3 category and no peer review has been conducted on my thing, but I want to get it peer reviewed, then voluntary also I can apply to the peer review board, and my auditee, that is my client, can also apply to the peer review board. In both the cases, either the application is coming from my side or from my client side, within 30 days the necessary action shall be taken by the peer review board. Did you understand the point? So if I am not selected for the peer review board, I voluntarily can also apply and auditee voluntarily can also apply, and within 30 days the peer review board has to take an action whether the peer review should be conducted on me or not. Everyone is crystal clear? Right now we are going to understand sir peer review का process क्या होता है. Everyone please be careful. There are total 4 stages in the peer review. How many stages? 4 stages in the peer review, and in these 4 stages the good thing is that ICAI may ask you these stages separately also. Nowadays the questions are not coming for 8 marks, so ICAI will ask you these 4 stages separately. So either they may ask you what are the qualification, disqualification of peer review, or they may ask you define the level 1, level 2, level 3 categories of the practicing unit, or they may ask you the peer review process. So everyone is crystal clear. So shall we start with the 4 procedures? So what are the 4 procedures? Procedure number 1. Let me write it. Now let me show it actually. Not write it. Let me show it so that I can save my time. Now see. In total, just wait. Now, yes. So there are total 4 stages in the peer review. Everyone see, you can see that there are total 4 stages in the peer review. Sir, everyone please understand what are the 4 stages in the peer review. In the peer review, the first stage is known as selection of practicing unit. How the peer review board selects a practicing unit. Second stage is known as how the peer review is planned. That is called planning stage. Third stage is known as how the peer review is conducted. How the peer review is conducted. And the fourth stage is known as reporting. So this is the last topic of peer review. After that, we are going to immediately start with the quality review. So let me tell you how the peer review board is going to select a peer reviewer. Now you can see that point number one, you can see that point number one, peer review board is going to select a practicing unit randomly. Peer review board is going to select a practicing unit randomly. You have been selected for the peer review. Now, peer review board will send the 3 names of the peer reviewer to the practicing unit. Remember one thing, from whom you want to get reviewed, that is going to be selected by the practicing unit. So peer review board is telling you that you have been selected as a practicing unit for the peer review board, plus 3 names of the peer reviews are going to be given to the practicing unit. A practicing unit out of those 3 choices has to select one peer review, and that they have to send it to the peer review board ki I want myself to get peer reviewed by this peer reviewer within 7 days. Are you getting the point? So practicing unit in the step number 2, you can see that is telling to the peer review board ki I want to get peer reviewed by this particular peer reviewer within how many days? Within 7 days. Now, next point. Now the board in the next 7 days is going to send the intimation to the peer reviewer ki you have been selected by the practicing unit and you are going to do the audit of this practicing unit. Please give me your consent. That too also within how many days? Within 7 days. So there are total 3 steps in the selection stage. How many steps? 3 steps. The board is telling to the practicing unit that you have been selected for the peer review and 3 names of the peer reviewer has been given. Now, practicing unit is going to select one name and send to the board within 7 days. This is the peer reviewer I have selected. Now, board has to give the intimation to the reviewer that you have been selected and please tell me your consent within how many days? 7 days. So 7 days practicing unit is telling to the board and within 7 days board is telling to the peer reviewer. So 7 plus 7 total 14 days. Do you remember that? Clear everyone? So this is what we mean by selection criteria. So sir, point number 1, peer review board selected a practicing unit, 3 names of peer reviewer. Practicing unit selected one peer reviewer, told to the board that this is the peer reviewer I want to get reviewed by, and board is telling to the reviewer, please give the consent as you have been selected. Are you getting the point? Clear? Okay, stage number 1 is over. So what is stage number 2? Planning. Now, once the peer reviewer is selected, board has already sent the peer review board has already sent one questionnaire. The peer review board has already sent one questionnaire to the practicing unit. These are the things you have to fill up. Now, practicing unit will fill up that questionnaire. And will send that filled questionnaire back to the home peer reviewer. Are you getting the point? What kind of assurance services the practicing unit is providing? Those kind of questionnaires the board has already sent to the practicing unit, and practicing unit within 15 days has to fill up that particular questionnaire and send it back to whom? Peer reviewer. Now, in that questionnaire, what are the informations you are giving? First of all, though, you have to fill up the questionnaire. Yes, sir, filled up the questionnaire. You have to give the complete list of your assurance services client. You have to give the complete list of your assurance services client. What kind of policies and procedures which are taking place in your firm, that also you have to give. What kind of policies and procedures taking place in your practicing unit, that information also you have to give. Details of investigation on you or your partner or your employee, if any, has taken place in the last 3 years. If any investigation has taken place on your practicing unit in the last 3 years, that details also you have to provide. Are you getting the point? Next point, what kind of attestation services you have filled up, that also you have to provide. Are you getting the point? So basically, you are sending the filled in questionnaire, you are giving the list of all the assurance clients, you are giving the list of any investigation taking place on your on your practicing unit or on your partner or on your qualified assistant, and and you are sending the other information relating to policies and procedures of your practicing unit. Now, reviewer is going to tell to the practicing unit, whatever the information you have given me, Whatever the information you have given me, these are the sample of those services which I am going to review when I'll come for peer review. So peer reviewer is now telling to the practicing unit that these are the sample of services which I have selected from the questionnaire what you have sent me, which I am going to review. So obviously peer reviewer is also not having that much of time, like when we go to the client's place, we don't have that much of time to do the each and every aspect of audit of the client. Here also peer reviewer is going to do what? Select the sample of services which the practicing unit has sent to me, and he is going to intimate that these are the sample of assurance services which I am going to review on your case. Okay. Now reviewer may ask, okay, the reviewer may ask the further information if required. If the peer reviewer wants any further information, whether peer reviewer can ask the further information from the practicing unit or not? Yes, like we can ask the further information from the client, peer reviewer also can ask the further information from the client. Yes, sir. Reviewer shall plan the on-site. Now, in the planning stage only, reviewer will call to the practicing unit. Sir, I'm thinking of coming to your practicing unit. And what is the feasible time for you? So remember one thing, it is not like a surprise check. Suddenly you will not go to the peer review practicing unit. The peer reviewer has to communicate with the practicing unit, and with the mutual discussion and the mutual agreement, they will decide what should be the time of peer review. Are you getting the point? And whatever the documents I want to see, now peer reviewer is telling to the practicing unit, whatever the documents I want to see, please take 15 days and make sure that all those documentation and records you are arranging when I'm going to do the on-site review. I hope everyone is clear. When I'm going to do the on-site review, please make sure that all those documents are arranged, right or not? Now this is going to happen with the what? Peer reviewer is going to decide or practicing unit is going to decide? No, they both are going to decide with the mutual cooperation and mutual consent. Are you getting the point or not? And remember one thing, from the date of selection, till the ending of the peer review, the whole peer review must be completed within 90 days. The whole peer review must be completed within 90 days. I hope all of you understood the planning stage also. Yes, sir. So I told you the selection stage. I told you the planning stage. Now, what is the execution stage? Sir, execution stage is the implementation stage. Execution stage is a which stage? Implementation stage. So in the execution stage, actually the things are happening. Now, peer reviewer has entered the practicing unit. Peer reviewer has entered the which unit? Practicing unit, because planning is over, selection is over, now execution is going on. Now what the peer review board says that within 7 days the on-site review must be over. On-site review must be over within how many days? Within 7 days the on-site review must be over. So maximum peer review board is giving 7 days to the peer reviewer to complete the on-site review. Are you getting the point? 7 days. Now what is going to happen when the peer reviewer is going to come to my practicing unit? He is going to review my general controls. He is going to review my which controls? General controls. Do I maintain independence or not? Do I maintain professional skills and competence or not? Do I take sometimes outside consultation or not? Whether I do the staff development or not? Whether I do take care of my staff supervision or not? Whether how I select my staff? And whether I do the proper office administration or not. These are known as the 5 to 6 general controls which the peer reviewer is going to check first. Like we go to the client's place and we check their internal control system. Now peer reviewer is going to come to the practicing unit and he is going to check my independence, my professionalism, my staff supervision, staff selection and staff development. Is going to check whether I'm taking any outside consultation or not, and how I'm maintaining my office, how my office administration is taking place. This is known as the general things at the execution stage number 1. Then the main thing comes. Now tell me whether the peer reviewer has already selected the sample on the basis of the questionnaire which I have already sent to the peer reviewer or not. Now tell me one thing, whether sample size can be increased or decreased or not. Yes, sir. Sample size can be increased or decreased. So peer reviewer is going to select the sample. How? How the peer reviewer selects the sample of assurance services? Peer reviewer is going to select the sample of assurance services on the basis of your standards on quality control, what you are maintaining, size and nature of the assurance services you are giving, methodology which is adopted by you, how many number of partners, how many branches, how many locations you are having. Let me give you a very simple example. Suppose 1 or 2 partners are there. 7, 8 assurance services he has selected. 11 to 20 partners are there, more sample size. So less number of partners, less sample size by the peer reviewer. More number of partners, more sample size by the peer reviewer. How many branches you have? Sir, only one head office. Less amount of sample size. Sir, how many branches you have? Sir, we have the 10 branches across the South India. Then sample size will be increased. So how the peer reviewer selects the sample size, that depends upon your standards on quality control, that depends upon the size and nature of the assurance services given, that depends upon the methodology, that depends upon the number of partners, and how many locations and how many branches you have, and how much fees you charge to your client, and how much GST you pay as a practicing unit. So these are the various factors which the peer reviewer keeps in mind before selecting a sample size. Everyone right, CC? Everyone is crystal clear? Yes, sir. So why I am not stopping? Because I have to try my level best to complete the 2 chapters in this one particular video only. Note, the sample size of the assurance services can be increased or decreased as in consultation with the practicing unit. Now, when you are going to actually come to my organization, you are going, now when we go to the client's place, do we do the compliance procedure and substantive procedures or not? Yes. So here peer reviewer is going to do the compliance review, and he's also going to do the substantive review. This is called execution stage, everyone. This is called what? Execution stage, everyone. Now what is the last stage, everyone? The last stage is known as reporting stage. The last stage is known as reporting stage. Now what the peer reviewer is going to report upon, we already know what is the scope of peer review, whether you are maintaining the quality control systems are well placed or not, or whether you are following the PET standards. I told you already PET. What do you mean by PET? Professional, ethical and technical standards or not. Now what will happen? The report shall address the various issues. The report shall address the various issues. And now let me tell you one thing, how the reporting takes place. Peer reviewer is going to send his findings to the practicing unit. Sir, these are the findings which I found on which you should work. Are you getting it? These are the deficiencies which I found on which you should work. Now, how the practicing unit responds, to the peer review, on the basis of that, modified and unmodified peer review report will be decided. Are you getting the point? So first of all, peer reviewer is going to send the findings to the practicing unit. These are the deficiencies which I find, and these are the clarifications which I need. Now practicing unit within 15 days have to give the reply to the peer reviewer. Practicing unit has to give the reply within 15 days to the whom? Peer reviewer. Are you getting the point? Now peer review report, there are two possibilities. I told you now, on the basis of reply, the peer reviewer will decide either to give an unmodified report or to give a modified report. If the peer reviewer is satisfied with your reply, if the peer reviewer is satisfied with the reply of practicing unit, he will give a unmodified report to the peer review board. Sir, yes, I am satisfied. I think he will take care of that take care of those deficiencies in the future. So he will give an unmodified report. But if the peer reviewer gets a dissatisfied reply from the practicing unit, then the peer reviewer is going to send a modified report to the peer review board. And remember one thing, once the modified report comes on your practicing unit, then the follow-up review will take place. Sir, what do you mean by follow-up review? Within 1 year, again peer review will take place. That is called follow-up review. And remember one thing, if the peer review board thinks that key deficiencies are too high and the reply is completely non-justified, then the 1 year time gap can be reduced to 6 months also. So in the next 6 months or in the next coming 1 year, second peer review, that is called follow-up peer review, may take place in case the peer reviewer has given the modified report on the practicing unit to the peer review board. Everyone write CC if you all understood my explanation. If you all understood my explanation, please write CC. I think quality review we can only do 10 to 15 minutes a topic only, but I tried my level best to complete at least 8 marks portion in the 1 hour. Clear, everyone? I hope I justified to everyone, those who are listening to my class. Yes. Okay. Now, I told you follow-up peer review will take place within 1 year and it can be reduced but not less than 6 months. Right or no? Even after the follow-up review, if you are not at all removing your deficiencies, even after following the peer review, follow peer review, you are not at all removing your deficiencies, then your case will be sent to the directorate discipline. And I hope when I'm saying the word called directorate discipline, professional ethics is coming to your mind. I hope or not. So remember, if even after the follow-up review, if there are adverse situations, then refer the case to the subgroup for consideration. Subgroup within 30 days report to the peer review board, and peer review board if still thinks that it is material deficiencies, then your case will be sent to the directorate discipline. Then in that case, remember one thing: if your deficiencies are relating to schedule 1, then board of discipline will take care of your case, and if the deficiencies are relating to both the schedules and schedule 2, then directorate disciplinary committee will take place. So now the case will be out of the hands of the peer review board, and now it is going to be in the hands of disciplinary committees of ICAI. Everyone clear? Yes, everyone? Okay. So please don't mind if I'll be unable to complete the quality review, but don't know. What I promise, I will definitely deliver. And quality review board ke liye, I will try my level best to take one extra class from the Unacademy platform, so that I can deliver the quality review also to you. I hope everyone is clear. Yes. So that brings an end to our chapter called peer review. I hope all of you understood the peer review very perfectly. I hope all of you understood peer review very perfectly. Which part you want me to repeat, Vinita? Which part you want me to repeat, Vinita? Please let me know. After follow-up review. Now see, Vinita, after follow-up review, what will take place? I'll tell you. After follow-up review, what will take place? I'll tell you what happens after the follow-up review. Now see, after the follow-up review, suppose after 6 months, the again follow-up review has taken place. In the follow-up review also, peer review board thinks that no, you have not improvised, or there are some deficiencies and these are serious deficiencies. Then in that case, what will happen? In that case, your case will be sent to the directorate discipline. Your case will be sent to the directorate discipline. Now peer review board is out of the scope. Now your case will be handled by the disciplinary committees of CA Act 1949. Clear, everyone? Disciplinary committees of 1941. Disciplinary committees of CA Act 1949. I hope now you understood. Now Raghunandan, you not the short recap. You want the short recap of the peer review. You want the short recap of peer review. That's what you are asking. You want the short recap of the peer review? A short recap in the sense, I will tell you one thing, one best idea what you want. What you can do is, now try to do one thing. When you are going to watch this video again, make it at 2 times of the speed. Make it at 2 times of the speed. Now I will be little bit fast and you will get the short recap. Preeti Chaurasia, short recap of the peer review. Do you want me to give the short recap of the peer review process, or do you want me to give the short recap of the whole process, whole peer review chapter? Please tell me. Please tell me, Raghunandan and Preeti. I will do it. Your demand is, always on the head. Don't worry. Please let me know. Do you want me to do the short recap of only the process of peer review or the full chapter? Only the process. Okay, chalo. Let me show you the short recap of the whole process. Let me show you the whole short recap of the whole process. Listen to this very carefully. Okay, now everyone, please tell me what is our stage number 1. Stage number 1 is selection. Now, peer review board will select a practicing unit randomly. Am I correct? Plus 3 names of peer reviewer will be given to the practicing unit. How many names? 3 names of peer reviewer will be given to the practicing unit. Now, practicing unit within 7 days have to select one name and give it to the peer review board. Now, peer review board within 7 days is going to tell to the peer reviewer that you have been selected and give me your consent. Clear? That is called selection stage. Give me your consent. That is called selection stage. Now, stage number 2. Stage number 2 is known as planning. Now, within 15 days, within how many days? Within 15 days, what will happen? Peer practicing unit will send the filled in questionnaire to the peer review. Practicing unit will send the filled in questionnaire to the peer review. Along with the filled in questionnaire, what are the assurance services you are giving? That list also you have to give. Then what are the nature and size of services that you have to give? What are the policies and procedures taken place in your entity that you have to give the information? And plus what do you say, list of your clients, that information also you have to give. List of all this information along with the questionnaire the practicing unit has to send to the peer review. Now peer reviewer will do what? He will select a sample. He will select a sample of those services which you have sent to the peer reviewer within 15 days. He will select a sample of those services. Are you getting the point? He will select a sample of those services and he will communicate with practicing unit. He will communicate with practicing unit for the on-site review. On-site review means physical interaction between the peer reviewer and practicing unit. And remember one thing, when the peer reviewer is communicating with the practicing unit, remember one thing, with mutual discussion only, they will select the date and time of peer review. Remember one thing, it is not going to be a surprise check, and they are going to select the date and time on the, what do you say, with the mutual cooperation only. Are you getting the point? After that, what will happen? Now peer reviewer is also going to tell to the practicing unit, okay, these are the list of samples I have selected, plus these are the list of documents and records I'm going to verify. So make sure that you are arranging it within how many days? 15 days. Make sure that you are arranging it within how many days? 15 days. Okay, sir, planning stage is over. What is the third stage? Third stage is known as execution stage. Third stage is known as execution stage. So what is the execution stage? Now listen to this very carefully. Execution stage means what? On-site review. Means now peer reviewer is on the practicing unit. So remember one thing, only 7 days are allowed. Within 7 days you have to complete your execution stage, not more than 7 days. That is the direction given by the peer review board. Are you getting the point? Within 7 days the on-site review must be completed. Now what he is going to do in the execution stage? In the execution stage, first of all, we have to understand how he selected a sample. How he selected a sample? He selected a sample on the basis of your number of branches of a practicing unit. He selected the sample on the basis of your number of partners. He selected a sample on the basis of number of assurance services. He selected a sample on the basis of what? Fee what you are charging and GST paid. These are the various criteria on the basis of which the sample was selected. Are you getting the point or not? And remember one thing, during execution stage, the sample size may be increased or may be decreased. During the execution stage, like when we go to the client's place, we may increase or decrease our sample size. Same, during the execution stage, the sample size may be increased or sample size may be decreased by the execution, by the, what do you say, peer reviewer. Okay, everyone? Yeah. Now, in the execution stage, he is going to do 3 things. Compliance review, 2 times compliance review, again compliance review, and again substantive review. 2 times he will do the compliance review, and 1 times the peer reviewer is going to do the substantive. So compliance review of what? Whether I'm maintaining independence or not, staff development or not, staff recruitment or not, staff selection or not, office administration or not, outside consultation or not, whether I'm following the professional care while doing my point or not. So he's going to do the compliance review on my general controls. Then after doing the compliance review on my general controls, he will do the compliance review of my PET standards. He will do the compliance review of my PET standard. He will ask me some questions, on the basis of he will decide, do I have standards on auditing knowledge or not, laws and regulation knowledge or not, and accounting standard knowledge or not, and other quality and assurance standards issued by ICAI. Am I updated or not? So he is going to check my PET standards, professional, ethical and technical standard. Then he is going to do the substantive review, means in-depth examination of my audit documentation. That is called audit working papers. Yes, he is going to do the in-depth examination of my audit working papers, but as we all know that he can do the review of my audit working papers, but he cannot demand the copies of my audit working papers because that is my property as per SA 210. This is called your execution. Now reporting. What is the last stage? Now what is the last stage? Reporting stage, everyone. Now in the reporting stage, what is going to happen? Peer reviewer is going to send a preliminary report with deficiencies found. Peer reviewer is going to send a preliminary report with deficiencies found to the which unit? Practicing unit. Now practicing unit within 15 days has to reply on such deficiencies to the peer reviewer. He has to reply within 15 days on such deficiencies to the peer reviewer. Now, if the peer reviewer is satisfied, or if the peer reviewer is dissatisfied with your what? With your replies. If the peer reviewer is satisfied and if the peer reviewer is dissatisfied, what will happen? If the peer reviewer is satisfied with your comments and replies, then in that case, peer reviewer will send unmodified report to the peer review board. But if he is dissatisfied, then the peer reviewer will send modified report to the peer reviewer board. Are you getting the point? If it is unmodified report means it is clean report. And obviously if it is modified report means it is negative. And in case, point number 3, in case practicing unit gets modified report, in case practicing unit gets modified report, then in the next 1 year, in the coming 1 year, follow up peer review will take place. In the next 1 year, follow up peer review will take place, and this 1 year can be reduced to 6 months, but less than 6 months it is not possible. So minimum 6 months of gap the peer review board has to give for the follow up review. It is known as follow up peer review. Now position is after follow up peer review. After follow up peer review, if the situation of the practicing unit is still negative or adverse, if the situation of the practicing unit is still negative or adverse, then peer review board will forward your case to the directorate discipline. Now it is a question of either professional misconduct or it is a question of other misconduct. Remember one thing, then in that case peer review board will not take the decision, the disciplinary committee or a board of discipline will take the completer. Right, CC, if you understood the whole process, if I justified your expectations, please let me know. Everyone, please let me know if I justified your expectations. Please let me know. I hope everyone is crystal clear with the peer review. So I will take one more class. I will take one more class either on the Unacademy app or on the, what do you say, YouTube channel to take care of your quality review, guys. Okay? To take care of your quality review, guys. I think by mistake I wrote peer review and quality review, but I know that within 1 hour one chapter can only be justified in the revision. So I will try my level best to take 1 hour session more on the Unacademy app or on the YouTube channel to justify your quality review also. That is on me. I hope everyone enjoyed the lecture today. Please hit the like button to the video and do share this video with every one of your friends. Make sure that you're making it giving it to your friends. Are you getting the point? I hope every one of you understood today and everyone enjoyed the lecture. So this is what I had to say for today's lecture. So hardly 2 minutes are left for my 1 hour session. I can't start with the quality review, but don't worry. Either I'll take one YouTube session extra or I'll take one Unacademy app class, special class extra, and I will invite you all to understand the quality review over there. I think it was by mistake I wrote peer review and quality review because I know from inside that at least 1 hour is required on each of the topic. Right or not? So thank you so much everyone for lending your patient ears. I hope, yeah, everyone, tomorrow's schedule. Very now tomorrow schedule. So 600 series tomorrow's schedule is 600 series on Unacademy live, on Unacademy app live, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow it is already scheduled, and I'll do one thing. Day after tomorrow, tomorrow that means 16 October. Are you getting it? That means 16 October. Let's say 18th October. I'll put quality review live on Unacademy. Same Unacademy app. I'll put quality control live on Unacademy app at the rate of 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. I hope everyone is clear now. So this is what do you mean by this is what the schedule for tomorrow's Unacademy app class and 18th October. Sir, why not 17? 17 I have already scheduled my what to say fiscal laws class on the YouTube. 17 I have already scheduled my fiscal laws class number 1, part number 1 on the YouTube. That's why I can't take it on YouTube, but I'll take it on Unacademy app. Anyways, you can come over there. It's a special class. It's a free class. You can come over there and listen to the whole class. Right, everyone? So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for patiently listening to me and lending your patient ears. I'll borrow it again in the next video. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. If you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me either in the next class or tomorrow in the Unacademy app class. So tomorrow, 600 series I'm taking care of in the Unacademy app at 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Clear, everyone? Bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye.